Hey y'all, my name is Carly and I've been living abroad over here in East Africa, currently in Arusha, Tanzania, but I do love to visit Kenya. So today's video is about solo travel in Kenya. Is it safe? The short answer is yes, it's safe, especially as a black person. You can go and blend in. It's just very easy. When you're solo traveling, it's best to have your logistics together, have your itinerary planned, especially if you're doing like maybe just a 1 or 2 week trip. You're gonna need everything planned out for you. So the best ways to do this, you have a couple options. You can research and plan everything yourself. That means getting your drivers, guides, hotels, info about safari, restaurant recommendations. You can do all of those things on your own. You can, but it's just going to take time to research and vet people well. Your second option is to hire a travel agent like myself, someone who's been around the country, somebody who understands how things work. Basically, it's best to use an agent or tour operator because you have access to our knowledge. We are your resources. Even further, somebody like me who can understand your perspective as a foreigner going around and wanting to experience different things. But yes, even as a solo traveler, as a woman, it's safe. It's just best that you have everything lined up. And if you're familiar with my travel vlogs, then I know you've seen me going around. You've seen me go everywhere at this point. I think I hit all the main cities in Kenya now. So yeah, you see me go around and it's not without any mistakes or hiccups or anything. But if I was on like a quick, like really tight schedule, it's no time for mistakes. So yes, it's best to use the knowledge of people who've been there before. And yeah, you don't know what goes on behind the cameras. Great vlogs, but yeah, I be getting lost and everything. I used to be getting lost around sometimes, especially if I'm moving without a guide. For language, they speak Kiswahili and maybe their tribal language as well in Kenya, but most people speak English and they actually very proper. I feel like Kenyan people have such a proper accent. Maybe it's the UK influence as well, I don't know, but yeah, you'll be fine. You can communicate with people very easily. Crime, the only thing I would really worry about is petty crime like phone snatching. It's really the phone, like that's the easiest thing somebody can take from you. I really don't think most people are coming up to harm you or even like really snatch your purse off of you. You have to kind of be unaware, like you might have to be a little bit unaware for that to happen. So always just stay on your P's and Q's, always be looking around, always be focused. Don't just be in the phone like this. Even if you're using a map, like it's better to just stay focused. Even in high income areas or low income, phone snatching can happen to anybody. Nobody is safe. Nobody is off limits. From my perspective as a woman that solo traveled in Kenya, one thing you may have to worry about is men. Don't really pay them any mind. If they're saying something to you, you can really just keep going. Just keep walking, going about your business. I've never really felt in harm's way, or even that if I rejected one of them, that they're gonna come to attack me or anything. Definitely not. Honestly, men there, they catcall women all day like it's really nothing to them. If you don't respond, they'll be talking to the next lady right behind you. Trust. But yes, Kenyan ladies, if you're watching this, maybe you can give a little insight to us, people who've only been around for a little bit of time. Yeah, what is your experience with men in Kenya if you're doing solo travel or even just in your daily life walking around? What's your experience? Transportation. So this goes back to logistics. You can take public transportation safely, but I suggest doing it during the day. You don't want to be somewhere getting off on the wrong matatu stop in the middle of the night. Matatu is like the public bus or like public van size. You know, it can fit a good amount of people on there. So basically it's best to use maybe Bolt or Uber, or if you have recommendations for drivers, that's gonna be your best bet. Also, always try to have cash on you, because honestly, a lot of the times you can be requesting an Uber or be requesting a Bolt, and then they won't accept your ride if you're trying to use a card. So it's always best to have cash on you. Fitting in, let me say, maybe this is more about like style. There's no big difference in how we dress in the US versus how people dress in Nairobi. Not a big difference. So nobody may really notice you. What they may notice is if you're wearing a lot of brands, like, okay, you Nike down to the socks, you got this brand, that brand here, brand there. We can just dress very branded in the US. So if you come here, it's like, yeah, you're just gonna stand out a little bit. But still, even then, nobody will really bother you, but you could just be aware that's gonna make you more of a target for like petty theft, really just petty theft. And yeah, of course, like, don't wear flashy jewelry. The only way you can kind of, you know, still have your same style and everything is if you're gonna have a driver literally picking you up and transporting you everywhere you go. Like, that way you're not really walking around in public, you're not, you know, just kind of in the mix of people. Also, in Nairobi, it's not super conservative, but even me, when I was just staying there for a little bit, I wouldn't go outside in short shorts, like maybe just like ones to the knee. And people do wear short things, but it's probably gonna be more like for the nightclub scene, or if it's like a local street, then yeah, maybe the ladies are comfortable there. But do I see that all over town? Not exactly, at least in Nairobi. And in other places, no, I don't really see people dressed like with women. I don't see women dressed with super short clothes or anything like that. Maybe near the coast you can get away with that a little bit, but at the beach, but even then, people will still go to the beach like fully clothed, like it's nothing. But I understand, because you want to avoid male attention the most, especially as a solo woman. Don't go in, like, don't walk up to the beach in your bathing suit. Just walk up like normal with your cover up, and then maybe you can remove some things right before you get in the water. But even then, who is watching your things? So yeah, if you see any of my vlogs at the beaches in Kenya, then you're gonna see me dressed for the most part, because nobody can watch my things. It's not like it's lockers around. So yeah, it's best maybe if you like have a hotel, like a beachfront hotel, and you can leave some things there and walk directly onto the beach into the water. Easiest way to do that. Overall, I would say Kenya is pretty safe to solo travel as a woman. I've never had any occurrences there. I've never been in fear of anything. Just never. I don't know why, but also I try to, you know, stay aware. I'm not always out at night, so yeah, like I could go out at night, but I'm never really just bopping. Like, I'm not bopping around if I'm going around at night. So try to maybe make friends or just meet people while you're out, or maybe somebody can look out for you a little bit. Maybe like talking to people in Kenya, people are so friendly. if you make a friend, they'll be like looking out for you just a little bit, at least a little bit, and you'll probably be friends after the night. So yeah, just use your street smarts, use your common sense. It's not that hard. It's just like any other place in the world, really, any other place. And the tip is, when you're befriending people, just try to be aware of if somebody's trying to take advantage of you or maybe trying to scam you for something. Just be aware, again, like any other place in the world. So okay, if you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments, and I hope this was very helpful. And yes, remember, this is, of course, from my perspective as somebody from the US, Black American, Black woman. Some of the other things apply for other people, but it's not gonna be exactly the same. But most of the things are common sense. As a Black woman, I can go to Kenya and I can blend in. Nobody's really going to look twice at me. If you are not visibly Black, then you may have a different experience, but I can't speak on that. But in general, I would say Kenya is pretty safe. So yeah, my name is Carly again, and if you need a travel agent to plan things for you, you can email me. All of my information will be below, and let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this helped. Bye.